Well, that was different. So SmackDown happened in an empty arena, or we could just not do the show. That actually sounds like a horrible idea. Look, people, I'm not saying that I'm tired of wrestling. I'm just saying that I would be pretty okay. I would be fine if they actually delayed this show for next week. Just saying. John Cena without the crowd, Jeff Hardy without the crowd, everything without the crowd. And you know what's the worst thing about it? Monday Night Raw is not going to have a crowd as well, and Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to be right here. Can't you just delay the show, please? Don't say that! A day without wrestling is a bad day! Then again, Marks won't have anything to do. But oh boy, I cannot wait to explain you Roman Reigns' explanation on why he's facing Goldberg. It's worse than expected.
And I've done everything to deserve what I get.
I'm next, lol. Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Empty of Greatness of SmackDown. How are you guys doing? So, you see people, the intro was a little bit exaggerated. Yes, I would prefer for them to just delay the show. I would be okay with a little bit of, break from wrestling. But the show, even though it was empty, was not that bad. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. And the funny thing about it, Triple H stole the show. We all know the reason why the arena was empty. We don't need to get into it. But, man, that's historic, honestly. Never happened before. The show wasn't as bad as expected. It was actually quite decent. I mean, the stories were decent, the promos were good, but the show would have been even better if we didn't see the whole tag team elimination chamber match, the fall match. I would say 40 or 50% of the show was actually that match. That's my biggest disappointment of the show. But let's talk about SmackDown, people. The show kicks off with Triple H. He welcomes viewers to the WWE Performance Center. He talks about all the talent that trained in this place, like Baron Corbin. He actually mentioned more names, I just forgot. And tonight, they return. Not to train, but to do what they do better than anyone else in the world. Entertain. Entertain no one. Sit back and relax, try to forget about the world around you if you can. And he joins Michael Cole on commentary. And like I've said before, man, this was so good. I wish Triple H would be on commentary every week. The music hits and out comes Sasha Banks with Bayley, and this is where I lost interest. They stop in front of Cole and Triple H and they talk about how they decided to kick off the show, and it doesn't matter how big the crowd is. Bayley asks Triple H where Paige is. Cole says Paige is having travel issues. Banks and Bayley can't believe it. Paige is jealous. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross interrupt, and they talk about how they've been looking for WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Asuka and Kairi Sane from Monday Night Raw. They're also tired of Banks and Bayley. Man, they're so relatable. We got the match, and it was pretty bizarre, I'm not gonna lie. It shows you how important a crowd is. It wasn't bad, but it felt like training. You can hear everything, and like I've said, it was pretty bizarre. I don't mind it because I've never seen that before. It's quite interesting, actually. But by the way, people, I think there's a leaked video. I didn't actually see it, but after the commercial, they actually showed all of these women not wrestling. Obviously, they didn't wrestle during a commercial. I mean, for who? But couldn't they just start wrestling 30 seconds earlier than the commercial ends? WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Asuka suddenly appears and takes Bliss down on the floor. This leads to Banks applying the bank statement on Cross for the submission win. And after the match, Asuka is acting all weird. But you know who stole the show? Triple H. He said Asuka probably run through the crowd. I love this guy. Not the best way to kick off the show in my opinion. I would kick off the show with an interview or something like that because, it felt kinda bizarre. Then we got a Roman Reigns interview. Roman Reigns' entrance without the booze is just bizarre again. Maybe he got a different theme song, I don't know. So he's talking about Goldberg, this is going to be a spear versus spear match. And Michael Cole actually asked about Roman Reigns' opinion on the critics, because people obviously have a problem with this match because, well, like I've said many times before, you either beat 29 other competitors to be in a championship match at WrestleMania, or you say, I'm next, lol. And that's exactly what happened with Roman Reigns, and it makes no sense whatsoever. Obviously, people have a problem with that. So, here's the thing, people. Instead of saying, I never lost the championship, I had to relinquish the title, so I want it back, I have a right. Instead of this, he said, well, I main event all the time. Can't I just do that now? Serious? Even in kayfabe, Roman Reigns is spoiled right now. Come on, man. That was so awful. It's basically saying, unless you're Roman Reigns, you have to scratch and claw, win a Royal Rumble match, win a Money in the Bank match. But if you're Roman Reigns, you are Roman Reigns. You don't have to do anything. Even was John Cena ever given that kind of treatment? I wish they didn't explain it at all, if that's the case. Oh my, was it bad. But of course, you gotta play the part-timer card. Goldberg came in, asked for a championship, got a title match. Doesn't make any sense. You just did the same thing, Roman. Nothing's different. Who's writing these kind of promos? It's so easy to book, man. I've never lost a championship. You know, I had to relinquish the title, and I believe I deserve a title shot. Or you could do a #1 contenders match. Remember these? Instead of booking Roman Reigns and Corbin every week on SmackDown, you could just do a #1 contenders match, even if it's a shitty battle royal. Wow, what an idea, man. Dude, it's just ridiculous. Kayla is backstage with Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and Nakamura, but they're not scheduled for the segment. Sami disagrees. And out comes Jeff Hardy to make his return to TV. He's as healthy and hungry as he ever been, and he realized that he still has a lot of stuff to accomplish in the WWE. We got Baron Corbin, and this all felt weird, I'm not gonna lie, without the crowd. It just didn't feel right. So, you know, turns out they have a match tonight. We got Elias, and Elias is in a rivalry against Baron Corbin right now. It's all just, I don't know, man, it felt weird. The internet was complaining about Triple H leaving, so Triple H came back. He listened. We see Daniel Bryan in the back, and he actually was so impressed with Drew Gulak that he asked Drew Gulak to be his teacher, his manager, because he couldn't believe what happened at Elimination Chamber. We got Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura, and I'm pretty sure this is a match we are going to get at WrestleMania or something along those lines. In this segment, obviously Cesaro challenged Daniel Bryan to a match, but at WrestleMania we are going to get an Intercontinental Championship with Daniel Bryan. In my opinion, it's probably going to be a ladder match or something. We saw the replay of the whole match. Well, I'm glad I'm not watching SmackDown live, so I can just skip it. And then we saw Miz and Morrison brag about it. Everyone is jealous. Miz and Morrison, hey, ho ho. Then we got Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro. We also got Drew Gulak, and I believe he's a babyface right now. So yeah, Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro sounds very good on paper, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care about this match that much. Daniel Bryan won the match with a roll-up, and after the match we got a big brawl. Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak worked together, and they actually stood tall. The only question is what Daniel Bryan is going to do at WrestleMania. So many questions. What Daniel Bryan is going to do, what Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, what, I don't know, Sheamus is going to do at WrestleMania. So many people, so many talent. Man, WrestleMania is either going to be 10 hours long, or all of these talent are going to be squeezed in this crappy battle royal. I wish they made it into, well, more entertaining, a different concept even. Because this match sucks, and being in it kinda feels like a punishment. We got Jeff Hardy versus King Corbin. Glad to see Jeff back in the WWE. This guy doesn't age. I don't know what this guy is doing, but wow. Obviously, what confused you the most is the name of the Twist of Fate, because once he hit that, it wasn't called Twist of Fate. By the way, we got Elias on commentary. It wasn't called Twist of Fate, it was called Twist of Fury. And I know the reason. Trademark. So, Ruby and Matt Hardy's actually got it copyrighted, traded, whatever. I hate talking about that kind of stuff. So, I don't know how I feel about that. Your brother is working for the WWE. Should you really do that? I'm pretty sure it's all his wife, you know. She's a She's an interesting person, let's just say that. Robert Gronkowski is coming to the WWE. I don't care, I just liked seeing Triple H and Mojo Rawley getting Michael Cole hyped. That was actually pretty funny. One more Triple H thing that I liked, during the Shinsuke Nakamura, Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn segment, Shinsuke Nakamura didn't say a word. Triple H said, "What a promo by Shinsuke Nakamura." And then we got John Cena. It's a shame we didn't have a crowd. He used words like burial, so I already like the storyline. And he talked about how The Fiend is the most overhyped, overrated superstar. Look guys, I'm a failure. I lost a bunch of matches. I'm not burying people. You're all just lazy. I've never buried any of you. But that was actually a very good promo, honestly. Cena says WWE needs to invest in its future, but Bray Wyatt is not a part of that future. The WrestleMania 36 match won't be a match to steal the show. It will be brutal and uncomfortable to watch. Cena says he will do what should have been accomplished 6 years ago. He will end the hype of the most overhyped and overprivileged superstar in existence. We hear Wyatt laughing. He interrupts. Look at Cena. He's doing great now. A big movie star in Hollywood. And still has big muscles. A great girlfriend. Cena has him all wrong. Wyatt says he's not sick. Cena is. Cena doesn't care about the future. Cena cares about John Cena. After that WrestleMania loss, Bray Wyatt has never been the same, but he started listening to the voices in his head. No, not Randy Orton, I'm still talking about Bray Wyatt. Wyatt says Cena broke him and The Fiend put him back together. Let me in. And that's how the show ends. So, what a segment, I guess. Not gonna lie, an empty crowd kind of fits Bray Wyatt's promos. That was pretty good. But like I've said, I'm so disappointed that they're not delaying Monday Night Raw. Obviously 316, I get it. Stone Cold Steve Austin needs to be on that particular show. But man, the whole point of Stone Cold Steve Austin's promos is how well he plays with the crowd. And it's going to be sad. This rivalry, man, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Good stuff right here. Bray Wyatt is amazing on the microphone. John Cena is John Cena, obviously one of the best of all time. I'm into it. I'm seriously into it. This WrestleMania looks very good. Better than last year. Not gonna lie. Randy Orton versus Edge. Best rivalry. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Very good. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. I don't know, man. I'm excited kinda, but do I care? Not really. The only issue I have is that they kept saying main event of WrestleMania. Roman Reigns Goldberg, main event of WrestleMania. Is that going to be the main event? I hope not. Can I even give a rating to this show if 40% of the show is just a replay? I don't know. I'm not gonna give a rating, but whatever. They did the best they could. Probably. Could be better, but... So yeah, that's your review. Thank you for watching. The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.